Yeah, kaloku sithethe singathi sikotile uqalele we. Yeah, recording, testing, 1 2 1 2. I am your host, Smash. Limkhalelo into azayenza.
Mamela ndiyavuma besivene kanti ucela uthini awugqibezela uxele ufana uMashexa
andipinde ndibiza igama lonke mna ngo indawo
ucela ushona njani
sawuphinde. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special episode of the Tourism Podcast. I am your host, Smash.
and this is Mihle, guys, as you call down.
Yo! I'm nice. Welcome to another special episode of the Tourism Podcast. I am your host, Smash.
And this is Mihle, your co-host. The same name is Tyuwa. So guys, I thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for commenting. Keep on commenting, keep on subscribing and supporting us. We need you more than ever.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you the core of what we're doing, which simply means you're the reason why we do what we do. That's why on today's episode, we are kindly shifting the gear. English straight up, and we're talking tourism straight. Around what is happening in the country. So this will be our first summer after COVID. Even though we can't really say that COVID is over, but this is our first summer where everything is open around the country and people can visit the beautiful destination.
People are no longer wearing masks.
No mask anymore. So with looking with what was happening during COVID, even though COVID was bad, a lot of people lost jobs, a lot of people lost their lives, the economy was struggling. It's like businesses were shutting down. Now there is not that much that is left for a lot of businesses. So as a result, they decided to close, and there's no hope of them opening up. But on the other hand, COVID brought some positives, mostly in the development of tourism in South Africa. Because that was the time where domestic tourism grew.
Yeah.
You were forced to travel within your area. You were forced to travel within your region. No international travel was permitted, so you were forced to travel around you. So now, I'm hoping that the National Department of Tourism, they've got a better plan on how to promote domestic and regional tourism. Because at the end of the day, domestic tourism is the heart of an industry in any country. We can't solely depend on internationals. We cannot depend on internationals. So that is one thing that I would say COVID-19 did bring. Even though now we're no longer wearing masks, tourism looks like it's over. But I deeply encourage South Africans to please visit places around you, destinations around you. For instance, if you're in Eastern Cape, this is your time to visit Mdantsane, your time to visit Duncan Village, your time to visit Grahamstown, of which we call it Makhanda today.
You know, there are so many places, beautiful places around the Eastern Cape, around our hometown, that we don't know.
Exactly.
We don't recognize.
Exactly.
People from other places, they know these places.
They come and
because
visit them. It's like we don't care.
We don't care that much about our own towns, We're like always want to travel far, going overseas, going to UK, going to these places. But there are beautiful places around where we are. So domestic tourism and also COVID-19. COVID was bad. But at the same time, it gave us
an opportunity
and new ideas. of promoting domestic tourism. Yeah, maybe then before COVID-19 they were not promoting that much.
It was not a priority.
Yes,
It was
yes,
not.
yes.
It was not. It was not
It
a
started to be a
priority
priority
during COVID.
and now they see the importance of domestic tourism while COVID is over.
Exactly. While COVID is allegedly over, because you see, at this point in time, I was listening to an interview that the CEO of South African Tourism, Mr. Temba Kumalo, he was saying that during the tenure or the period of COVID-19, that is when we deeply experience growth of domestic tourism, which simply means that if domestic tourism was to be marketed and promoted deeply, it would benefit local communities. Remember, tourism is known as the biggest employer of temporary workers. And one of the reasons why we have short-term employment in tourism is because we are an industry that is about supply and demand.
Don't you think the main reason domestic tourism was not that much promoted then, it was because of they were targeting international tourism, right? Tourists. And I think the main thing or the main reason behind that was foreign exchange.
Yes, I agree with you.
So they were focusing on foreign exchange that much. And
I
not domestic
agree.
tourism. That's what I think. Yeah.
I agree with you, but the issue of targeting international tourists, which is also aligned to foreign exchange, Jola, you will correct me if I'm wrong as well. As much as international tourists are important, but when we go to these places, we have one rate card, whether it's on a menu, on the price of a room. If a burger Gaza is 63 rand, there is no local and international price. Am I wrong? We all pay the same price.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, what that means to me is that we should be promoting domestic tourism as much as we're promoting international tourism. Because at the end of the day, these people are paying the same amount of money. The same amount of money. It's not like if
Should
a
go
tourist
together.
it's not like if a tourist comes and visits South Africa, we are paying 70 rand, a tourist is paying 100 rand. We're paying the
Yeah.
same amount of money. So it's high time that we start realizing what we have in our backyard. We should be realizing what we have in our backyard.
And one of the most important things, if you see, I'll spend 9,000 to travel to Mauritius or to travel to any country outside of South Africa, but I can also spend 9,000 to book a weekend away in South Africa, in the Eastern Cape. So before promoting international tourism, try locally, regionally, then you can go outside.
It is the same thing, when you're selling anything, selling fake cakes, sell your fake cakes
To your friends.
where you are from, to people you are staying with or living with. Before you target people from far,
Exactly.
they must like it here before you take it out far. So
It is the same thing. I mean, the matrix of selling, it's as much as it is complex, but as long as you don't have price differentiation, the
Yeah.
price is the same to everyone who's buying. That's what we need.
yeah,
That is what we need. So domestic tourism, from COVID, we've taken a lesson that domestic tourism can drive the economy of the country. That's it. Yeah, it is powerful. It is powerful.
you experience that.
Yes. So now, what worried me while I was going through what is happening in tourism around, what worried me was the fact that, guys, I saw a trending story in our timelines of that 67-year-old tourist from Germany that was murdered in Mpumalanga.
The
What is your
female one,
take?
the female
Yeah,
one.
the female. What is your take around that? What is it that the country needs to be doing now? Because this will paint a bad picture. Uh-huh.
Big time, eh?
It would paint a very, 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 very bad picture
Because
for the country.
listen here, it is it's not easy for a country to be trusted by the tourists. You know? So in order for you to be trusted, even if as a human being, it takes time.
It takes time.
But for somebody to lose trust on you, it takes only 1 minute.
One mistake.
One mistake.
Yeah, one
so,
mistake.
It won't be easy for us to
gain the confidence
and trust from tourists, because now tell me, when the lady, 67-year-old lady, was married in Mpumalanga, she's from Germany. How many tourists are we going to get from Germany?
It's a matter of catch-22, because now people would understand that the country does not have full control over that.
Yeah.
But however, the way we behave, the markets will respond to that.
Exactly.
So even to the people who are doing these things, crimes and stuff, guys, you are destroying the economy, because now we are working so hard in making sure that we develop content around tourism in South Africa, and now things like this happen. Things like this happen. A 67-year-old tourist from Germany is being murdered within our shores, in our country. That is a problem, and this is something that we cannot take it lightly.
Of which tourists, the main priority to them is safety.
It's safety.
And now, when this tourist is murdered in South Africa, yes, we do have police and stuff, but it means we can't control.
No,
you know?
we don't have control over that, because this thing has ripple effect impacts, because now someone who was planning a trip to Kruger from outside the country now
will think otherwise.
Yeah, will think otherwise.
It is the same thing. When was it? Was it last year or 2 years back? What was happening in Cape Town? Those taxi drivers and stuff. Tourists were not going in Cape Town.
They were not going because they are scared.
Yeah.
They are scared for their lives.
Because it was not safe for them.
It's not safe.
And now it's this.
Yeah, it's not safe.
And if you see, firstly, this is an old woman, firstly. Secondly, Mpumalanga and Kruger National Park is one of the hot spots of tourism in South Africa.
South Africa. We cannot avoid that.
So they will start losing clients. Maybe people will even cancel their bookings. So it's very important that we try, or our government try to do something, even though sometimes it's out of anybody's hands.
And Jola, it's not only Mpumalanga that lose tourists.
It's South Africa.
The country as a whole.
Yeah, it's South Africa.
The whole country.
We have a bad image now.
Yeah, the image is actually going to be dented. Remember, South Africa was once a colony of United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Now United Kingdom is part and parcel of Europe. Ne? So we had a lot of tourists that are traveling from Europe down to South Africa, and then that number changed and switched. Now we have a lot of Americans traveling to South Africa. But what cases would be is the fact that when Americans come and visit South Africa, they don't see crime in South Africa, because in America crime is ruling.
Yeah.
Crime is ruling. Police there, they shoot everywhere. Worse if you are of our color. So now when we have things like this, where a tourist is being murdered, it's gonna affect the growth of tourism. It is going to affect
and
the
economy.
tourism. That's why I really liked how the ambassador of Germany in South Africa responded to the whole case. They understood that matter was an unforeseen issue.
Yeah.
However, it needs us to work in solidarity in making sure that such incidences, they do not occur in future. They do not occur. Whereas now we are preparing to welcome summer.
Exactly.
We're preparing packages, we're preparing everything to welcome people to visit the country, and also encouraging our locals to travel around and see what is happening around us. So with things like this, they might have that bad image to the country.
And it will create a lot of cancellations.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cancellations.
Yes, a lot of cancellation. And then another thing that is on the news around this time in our tourism radar is the fact that when it comes to December, actually when it comes to summer, we all want to go to Durban. We all want to go to Durban for their beautiful beaches, but this year it seems like there is a problem in there is a problem in their backyard. There is a problem. Most of their beaches are closed. Most of their beautiful beaches are closed.
Beautiful beaches.
Yeah, most of their beautiful beaches are
Gagasi.
closed because there is a problem with the so-called sewage system. So now the beaches are closed, and now this is causing a panic,
And
a
remember-
huge panic.
Okay.
It's causing a
Durban
huge
is known
for its beaches.
beautiful beaches.
Yes.
And people are visiting Durban because
Of the beautiful beaches.
And
So
now,
now
beautiful beaches are
are
gone.
gone. So
And it's summer now.
exactly. So without those beaches,
There's no Durban.
There's no Durban. So now this is an opportunity for other destinations in the country. The destinations with beaches, this is your opportunity to market and promote yourself.
Yeah.
For instance, this is a challenge for Durban tourism, for KZN. But a challenge that is happening in another destination is an opportunity for another destination. So Buffalo City tourism, this is your opportunity. ECPTA, this is your opportunity. You should work as much as you can to make sure that the beachfront is clean. You should make sure that you have enough pulling plug to get people to stay in our beachfront, because now our beach is open, it's not closed.
And when the Durban beaches are back to normal, right? Whenever, yes, people will go back to Durban. But if a tourist who's never been in East London beachfront and stuff came to beachfront, maybe 10 of them, then when the Durban beaches are
open,
are open again,
they might be hooked.
maybe 8 will go back to
Durban.
Durban, maybe 2
Stay.
You see, at least we've got
Yeah.
something.
But even there, we've got a challenge that we need to quickly respond to, because there will be demand.
Yeah.
Which simply means now we need to serve. We need to serve their need by having attractive spots. We need to have attractive spots. We need to have our facilities up to standard, being developed to the core, so that we are able to retain these people, so that they can
Before-
spend money. Yes.
Before Durban recovers.
Yes, before it recovers, because this is a matter that we don't know when it will end.
Tourists are trying to experience new destinations now, new beaches,
Yes.
because their beach in Durban is closed.
Closed.
So, we must make it quick.
Yeah.
We
So
have to make it quick.
so this is like a due call.
Yeah.
Something that needs to be done as in yesterday. So Buffalo City Metropolitan Municipality, with its tourism wing, which is Buffalo City Tourism, they need to think on their toes. They need to really think on their toes. This call also goes to Nelson Mandela Bay Tourism. They need to think as hard as they can. The same thing
The
goes
Wild
to
Coast have to
yes,
work hard.
the Wild Coast. They need to work as hard, so that
Also
when
the
these
Garden
people,
route
when,
this side, you know.
yes, when these people come now, they see that there is something tangible, something concrete that will keep them coming back. And remember, if you give people 5-star experience, word of mouth is very, very powerful. Word of mouth is very, very, very powerful, because these people will keep on coming back. But now, one of my biggest concerns is the fact that we from COVID-19,
Yeah.
and as much as we from COVID-19, economy has been crumbling, and government is taking a huge strain from that. Airports are not operating the way they're supposed to. We have fewer flights. We have shortage of staff in airports. There's a lot that is happening, and now this is opening an opportunity for people with money to want to invest in the aviation sector.
And this guy, who's this guy?
Oh, Rob
Yeah.
Rob Herzog and his partner, Ferguson. They have publicly voiced out that they have interest of buying the
Those guys
six.
are billionaires, right?
Yeah, the billionaires.
It is George.
They're billionaires.
George,
Port Elizabeth, Kimberley, Bloemfontein, including King Paulo Airport.
Yeah,
So they have interest in buying these airports. They have interest. I mean, they've already started building an alternative airport in Cape Town, somewhere in Paarl.
So do you think it's a good idea?
It's to have them owning
these
airports.
Yeah.
It makes business sense, actually. It makes business sense because with state-owned entities, we all know government messes up all the time. It's a matter of mismanagement of these things, because if a certain type of a business or entity within government is not doing well, their first option is to retrench staff, other than management taking salary costs. Because management is supposed to take salary cuts. What is the use of paying someone 8 million rands, whereas the company is not doing well? So what these guys want to do, I fully support it, because it makes sense if these 6 regional airports can be owned by an individual, because they will treat it as a business and they will make money out of it, and more employment opportunities will be in place. But now this is an issue and a matter that really need us as South Africans to think deeply. Not everything is about color, because I know what is going to happen now. We will be like, why are we having white people
Owning these
airports? Why are we having white people owning this airport? Why don't we have black? No, black people don't have interest in owning airports. Black people, all they care about is owning the latest Mercedes-Benz, the latest BMW, buying iPhones and stuff. Whereas other people are working so hard in making sure that they develop the economy. So I am in support of this thing, because this thing, it's gonna make sure that our airports are of good standard.
So those guys are only focusing on airport or the airport or what?
Now, at the moment, they have interest in buying these airports. Even if they buy, they do not buy 100%. Like they buy the controlling the major stakes, like 70%, because PIC also owns AXA. So now, I don't think PIC would want to sell, but a certain portion they can let go. So if these guys they come and buy within these 6 regional airports, because their plan is they want to combine aviation and road transport. That is also including the trains. So now, having to combine all of that together with cargo, it makes things move much more easy.
This is what I was asking, if they only focusing on airports and stuff, because I've heard that they also have interest in trains, and trains will transport people to airport.
Exactly. And now imagine in East London having a train that goes directly to the airport. You are literally buying yourself 30 minutes of wasted time on the road. If you would check now the road that goes to airport, it will take you plus minus 45 minutes to get to the airport because of traffic. So now if there is a train that is from town to airport, it goes straight. There's no traffic.
The train is starts from Tanzania, right?
The train was actually way beyond that. Way beyond. I mean, in Ginsberg there is a railway. In Bisho there is a railway. It was, but because it was not maintained, so they ended up cutting routes, and it became shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter.
So now it's from Berlin.
Now it's from Berlin to
Then to East London. Berlin, Mtanzane, and all the areas near Mtanzane.
Closer area.
Yeah.
So the railway was was transporting people around the BCM,
It was transporting people
King Limstown.
all the way from King to here. From King
But
from
how
here.
can you stop that?
Maintenance. No, man, maintenance. I mean, if you look at the way our government is developing things, they wait for things to get destroyed and claim to develop them. That's why this country is not going to the right direction.
And the train was cheap.
The train was
It's
cheap.
cheap because now from here to Berlin, it's 8.50.
Imagine
850.
850.
So if Sizosuka mhlawumbe apha East London to King Williamstown, maybe it's 10 or 12 rand. If you bought a taxi here, it's 60 rand. So
You see the difference?
difference.
Difference is 50 rand.
Yeah.
See the difference?
Only 10 rand.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Now we need to think before we
And
make.
check here, if somebody's from Kingdomstown, we take a train from King straight to airport.
Exactly. You take a train from King straight to airport, or a train from Tata straight to airport.
No traffic.
No traffic at all. No traffic. This will also help in curbing carbon emission.
Exactly.
So now, I mean, even myself, if there was a train from here to airport, when I'm flying out, I would use the train than using my car, because anyway, where are you going to leave your car?
Because you have to leave a car at the airport.
Leave
and
your
then
car at the airport,
pay
and then
for
you
it.
pay for that.
How much is
You pay. I mean, in South Africa, we pay for everything. We pay for everything, and then what do we get?
Nothing.
Nothing in return. We're being taxed day in, day out, but you actually don't see development. So guys, I am with the standing point that I support what Herzog and Ferguson want to do. Buying these regional airports, no. Yeah, it's a very, very good idea. It actually makes business sense.
Yeah.
It makes.
They must give it a chance, eh?
They must be
Give
given
it
a chance.
And from a business point of view and a tourism point of view, it will be a very good decision, because it will be easier to go to the airport. It will be easier to travel all these other towns in the BCM, or in every town. For an example, it's the airport here, and most regional airports in the Eastern Cape. So they should let them do it, because okokuqala, it will create job creation. So they should do it.
Yeah, because the government is not going to lose anything.
Yeah.
The government, I mean, the government is not going to lose anything. Actually, the community will benefit, because more employment opportunities will be open.
Yeah.
More employment opportunities will be open. Imagine if it's operating now for the first time, it will be taken seriously. It will be taken seriously, because this would take me back to the downfall of SAA. SAA, you know, for some time we've known that SAA is gonna go down.
Yeah.
We've known. I mean, the biggest mistake they've ever done was to allow direct competition inside South African skies. How do you have British Airways competing with SAA?
In South Africa.
In your
In
country.
South Africa, British Airways, I'm not saying British Airways is not supposed to operate in South Africa. No, they're supposed to bring internationals to South Africa, but not do domestic.
Yeah.
Because we know how South Africans are. Baya papa, they would want to leave SAA and get on British Airways.
British Airways.
Just for the sake of taking pictures and saying, no, British Airways, obvious, British Airways is going to be better.
Exactly.
Obvious, but now SAA died.
And where's
Died.
British Airways?
I mean, British Airways is still operating in Britain.
SSA?
SAA is no more.
Done.
It's no more now. It's still in talks. Let's make it private. Let's do that. Why do we wait for these things to be
Fall.
extinct, actually to fall, before we save them?
SAA is owned or was owned by the government, right?
Was owned by government.
And they kept injecting money on that business for no reason. This year is 500 million. The next year is 1 billion each and every year.
But we were not getting any
Anything.
results. We were not getting
Those
any
people have a future plan.
No, I don't think so. This is the same thing as if we would give ourselves the chance if we say we really want to see tourism grow and develop, if we would give ourselves the chance and the time to say, okay, let's look at the ESCOM issue and its effects. Because now, when we have unprecedented power cuts, businesses suffer. The price of petrol and diesel is crazy in South Africa. Now, if businesses are being cut off power, they must use generator. Will they be able to recoup the money that they're spending on diesel? No. So hotels, they feel that. Restaurants, they feel that. Schools, they feel that. Even in our homes, we feel the fact that load shedding is actually not doing us right.
Can you please tell me one thing? What is it? Which business is owned by the government that is operating fluently?
Nah, there's none. There is
No,
none.
I love my girlfriend. I love my government. I'm not even bad about my government.
No,
But tell me
there's
one.
none.
There's none. My Buya is fucking up.
None. There's none. I mean, like, being serious, there's no business, there's no state-owned enterprise that is doing well. There is none. I mean, with SABC, before April next year, there will be a statement that is going to come out and say SABC does not have money. Whereas you see so many adverts playing on TV, where does the money go? Same thing with ESCOM. They were supposed to make sure that we have power, because we're buying electricity. It's not like we're getting electricity for free. We're buying electricity each and every month. Why aren't they maintaining? Why aren't they maintaining?
This goes back to what we're talking about.
It's a problem. I get the fact that we don't want to. I get the fact that we don't want to look as failures. We don't want to admit that we just don't know how to govern. We just don't know how to govern. The reality of the matter is, for instance, if you
want to fill our pockets,
exactly,
we want to fill our pockets.
Exactly. That is where the problem is. You look at the buildings. In most major cities in South Africa, buildings are falling apart. But go to the Western Cape. Infrastructure is up par. Go to KZN, the CBD infrastructure is up par. But now, there is always this narrative that says that most places are beautiful. And there is a picture or a facade that was painted. A lot of people, they believe that when you go to KZN, everything is glittering. No. Go to the taxi rank where you see a lot of black people. It's messed up. So this thing has everything to do with the way we governed, with the way we look after things. We don't have the patience and the necessary skills to look after things.
Back in the days, our grandparents, they were working on the farms, there were so many of those, like the farms, right? So many farms, people were working, Where are those farms now?
Gone.
Because
mismanagement.
Because it's black people now.
Mismanagement. We do not take anything serious.
White people, right? If they are getting a 10 rand to fix the infrastructure, the road, they take that 10 rand and fix the road. Maybe the roads will be 8 rand.
And they will eat the 2 rand.
And us giving 10 rand.
You eat the 10 rand and ask for more money.
Exactly.
And ask for, because that's why I'm saying, guys, I am with the view that these 2 billionaires that wants to buy this airport, they must be given an opportunity to do that. Yeah. They really need to be given. If we are being honest to ourselves, we really need to change the tide. I'm not saying anything, but we need to change the tide. We need to look at the future of this country. And the future of this country is not with the old people. It depends on us. It depends on us. I mean, with you who's watching this episode now, share your comments and your own opinions in our comment section around what we are talking about. The country really needs a shift at this point in time. We really need that shift, because we can't save jobs if we don't have a plan. We can't save jobs if we are thinking around Iron Age, whereas we are at a time where we're pushing fourth industrial revolution.
Exactly.
We should be thinking intellectually. We should be thinking with these things, because now if you really look at a strategy of growing a child, you first make sure that you feed the child.
Yeah.
But before you feed the child, clean the child. After cleaning the child, you make sure that the child is being dressed, and then you feed the child. Kukhona lando kuthiwa yi-BB. You put the BB on, so that when you feed the child, your clothes don't get dirty. The clothes don't get dirty. And then once the child is growing, it will start crawling before it walks. But in South Africa, it's not the case. In South Africa, we all want to be seen as if we're successful. We all want to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
And now that is actually the cancer that we have in our societies. Because BE, to be quite honest, BE is a failed practice. BE, Black economic empowerment. Who are we empowering? Who are we empowering? We cannot do that. So, but at the end of the day, we are leaving this matter in people. They must make a decision. And guys, comment and share your sentiments.
And we're not saying white people are better than black people in terms of thinking. Yes, black people are also intelligent, but they are intelligent in a wrong way. You know, they are not trying to.
We are not economical savvy.
Exactly. When we see money, we think of taking it for
our own.
And forget about people.
Yes,
that we are serving.
We don't prioritize development.
Exactly. That's our problem.
We do not prioritize.
That's our problem.
We do not prioritize. If we were working so hard and so good and so efficient as a country, by now we should have had a black 100% owned bank, but we failed with that. We failed, so there is no other way. There is no way.
How many years now since 1994?
Yeah, we're close to 30 years.
28 years.
No,
now.
we're close to 30 years. And are you still trying to tell me that are we going to recover?
Vote for a change.
A vote for change.
Vote for a change.
No, we're not.
Vote for
No, we're not going to recover.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, we're not going to. We are not political, but we're just stating facts. Vote for change. Vote for change. So that is where we are. We just want our supporters and everyone who's watching this podcast, please share your comments around this whole thing. We really need to have a discussion around this. Share your comments. By the way, without dwelling and wasting more time, we also have matters that are important in our hands. Each and every time during January, you meet a number of young students flocking in universities without space because they do not apply. This is the right time to apply. Apply in universities now. Even though your grade 12 results are not out there, apply with what you have. And then when you pass matric in January, you can easily go there and apply for NSFAS as well.
Yeah.
Apply now. This is the right time to do that. Apply now for both the university and NSFAS. Now
these things are easy, right?
It's easy
because what I know for sure is that these young adults don't have much information, and these young adults, some of them are from rural areas, and the elders there, they always say, I don't have money to take my child to varsity. Guys, everything is free. You register, you register for NSFAS, and also for for school, right?
Exactly.
And you get a resident
being paid for,
and you get a monthly allowance
paid
to buy yourself a grocery.
Exactly.
Even as a car, could ask money from you. Because you have your own salary. Monthly, you get paid 1.5, right? And before that, you get a book allowance to buy books.
Of which a majority they don't even buy books.
Yeah.
But
How much the money? How much, Jonah?
5.2.
5.2.
And get the money allowance.
Exactly. So I don't see the reason why people wouldn't be studying now. Apply and choose the universities that you want to go to that you want to study into, and also apply for NSFAS now.
Yeah, and also they mustn't apply in one varsity.
Yeah.
You must have a choice. First choice, second choice. Even if they didn't get back to you, the other ones are maybe they will, and surely they will. If you qualify for the course,
Exactly.
they will take you.
Exactly. By the way, we would also like to take this opportunity to wish everyone who will be writing exams.
Yeah.
But the only thing I would say is that there is no way you will pass if you don't give time to your studies.
Yeah.
Give time to yourself, and give all to your own personal development.
Yeah.
So for my side, that is what I want to say.
If you study, you will pass.
Exactly.
You see, I mean, like, you have to study in order for you to pass. So the only weapon you must use is to study.
Exactly. Yeah. The only thing you need to do, study, and then we go forward.
And if you don't understand, consult somebody who knows.
Exactly. That is what education should be about.
Yeah.
Developing ourselves. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Until we meet again, we thank you very much. Keep subscribing, keep sending those comments, share this episode to your friends, your enemies, your loved ones, your exes. What I mean is, share it with everyone, and we are doing it to make sure that you are informed, entertained, and you are aware. Thank you.
Thina sini thanda kakhulu.
Sky size. Sky size. Asibonge. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, this episode was nice. Ari yang bakait.
Already bakayes. Bloopers. Already bakayes. Okay.
Your cameraman, your podcast. Please subscribe and enkosi ubukele content yethu. Thank you.